Hi guys, it's Jessica, and this is just well, a couple minutes ago, I jumped into Scream 3 around the time where uh they're on the hunt to look around about Maureen Prescott, Sydney's mother, and actually I didn't watch it from the beginning, but I decided, well, I decided, hey, I came back, and I know I said in the last video when I was thinking about this, cause of the Scream 4 business. And I decided, okay, let me look at this. And I was like, came back with a couple other things, and I have to say that I really do like this movie. I really do. I mean, it's honestly just a good sit back, you know. Scream 2 not so much, but I think I will be looking back on Scream 2 in the next video. And of course, I think I'll do a Scream review later on in life because I think most people know or feel the same way about this movie. Um, well, Scream 3, picking up, I thought that Neve Campbell did a great job, as always, as she does with this character. And I thought, looking back on it now, um, because the last time I saw it, I believe, I was way younger, and I, I, I thought it was great because Neve Campbell was so great with it, and the whole, the taking it back to the first movie, with the scenes of that, and it's kind of like you see things reminiscent, you know, in her room and stuff. And when she goes inside back in the house after she runs away from him, when she's looking out the window, it kind of ties back to the scene in the first movie when she's looking out the window, except it doesn't take too long. I liked it. Because here we see a smarter Sidney Prescott, a movie that's again trying to go back into the basics of what you call that, making fun of itself with the trilogy rules, you know, and the fact that people are walking in like Kincaid walking in and like, oh, there's a party in the third act. I thought, oh, can't miss this, and I'm like, wow. I mean, they're referring to this whole situation like it's a movie, like life is a movie, and I feel like maybe that's been looked over when thinking about Scream 3 because it's just another sequel or ends of a trilogy as we thought. And I like since I was a little kid because it was made I believe in 2000 if I'm correct. I was like 9 at the time when I watched it, and or 10. And thinking back on it, I really like the fight and the way Roman the killer plays around with Sydney's mind. It really brought back a playful killer. Not saying that Scream 2 didn't do that because I don't really remember much of that. You know, I just thought Scream 2 really brought it down to way too much darkness. And the only effective kill was Randy's kill to me, anyway, in Scream 2. Although I love the fact that Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it for a little bit. Okay, back to Scream 3. I'm not going to analyze it like it's a movie review because most of you have seen it. I'll probably review it when I finally get my hands on a little collector's edition box that I unfortunately left behind in favor of other movies. I'm always doing that. I'm always going to pick up some sort of collector's edition, and then I say, I'm going to get this instead. But I will be purchasing that and doing a little Scream thing, especially maybe towards when the movie is actually coming out, Scream 4. Anyway, so I love Sydney Prescott. You get the impression that everyone just wants to protect this girl because her life is just like OD bad. You know, Neve Campbell does a great job. She gets all kick-ass in this movie, getting all smart and stuff. I like the way they shot it, lingering on certain things. I really do like the fight scene at the end because, you know, it's like finally, it comes down to, Sydney and this guy just going toe to toe because they're punching the shit out of each other and stuff like that. I really did like that part. And it came down to her having to save herself rather than someone else coming in and stepping in and saving her. And I like that transition in movies. I like that a lot. You know why? Because I feel like it does so much more for the character, you know? I know that she shot Billy in the first movie in the face, and she delivers one of my favorite lines in movie history, not in my movie. I actually have a wallpaper like that. But still, Gail had to shoot him off her. So I didn't really think that counted, and I don't really remember what happened in the second movie. I could be wrong. But I really do like when it comes down to that, and you really, Neve Campbell, even though the story doesn't get really deep with her character, really shows you what she must be feeling, and it really makes you want to wants the movie to continue, just to know like how she feels about the fact that her brother killed her mother, and he came after her. So it was good in that way, that it made me more curious to see more, but not in the idea of Scream 4 is gonna be like her dying or whatever. Cause no, I mean I liked what they did to set up the Scream 3 with the whole anything can happen, shit's gonna go down, and it sets it up for the fact that she gets shot, but she's wearing a vest. And I like the way that they disguised the little lingering on it with someone else in this like door that you can't see through talking. So it makes you feel like she's maybe paying attention to them, and that's why they're showing it, or and not so much the vest. So if you're not that quick on your head, you're not gonna pay attention. You're gonna think like, where the fuck did she get that from? But I'm not happy about killing her character. As towards the end, about the ending, I liked the ending. I mean, I knew when I was younger that it had something to do, more mentally than just the door opening. It's more of a symbol. And now that I look at it now, I feel like maybe it could be something like, besides it being the obvious that she can be safe now, that she feels safe now, that she doesn't have to close the doors. The fact that it opens so spiritually, it makes me feel like everyone that she's lost in her life, is coming back into her. She's letting them in. Like you can just imagine, all her friends walking and joining her, now that she's just over it. In that moment of closure that she finally killed the real killer, which is nice. I know I'm probably like, you're probably staring at me and saying, bitch, you're going way too into this. You're like delving in. You're looking for things. I'm not. That's how I interpret it. And I feel like, she's letting people into her life, including her past friends. And everyone knows how I feel about Scream 4. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of killing her off. I don't like the idea of having a Scream 4 unless it's going to explore her character even more, which is definitely a possibility. There's a lot of shit to go, and, there's a lot of ways you can deal with it. There's definitely a lot of ways you can deal with it. I mean, there's a lot of ways it can go down. I mean, this is not a totally dead story. I mean, just to throw some ideas off the bat, let's say Sidney has a family. Somehow she formed a grudge with someone else, which is definitely possible. Since, not only has she killed several different killers, and not only has the media been censored around her, maybe she has a daughter, and they want to kill her, and they kill her. They kill Sidney, and then, her daughter has to deal with everything. I mean, there's several ways you can, like, mesh this story. It's certainly not over. It's not. I love the fact that it's not so simple they didn't make the story so simple in a Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street sort of way. You can certainly explore this further, as with the Halloween series. You can, especially with what Rob Zombie did with it. So that's my thoughts looking back on Scream 3. And if you agree, or let's talk about it, on what possible plot points can be in this new movie. And around when Scream 4 comes out, I would certainly do a review on each one and put up my favorite scenes. Because this is a franchise I care a lot about, and I feel like one of the reasons a lot of fans are protective of Sidney or Neve Campbell, is because she makes herself that much of a sympathetic character, and she is that good. So let's root for Sidney here, and Neve Campbell, and hopefully they let her live on. And this is it for me, and I might come back, I don't know, maybe next week. Have a good time, you guys. Hope you guys are having a good weekend.